Hi, everybody. Welcome to my show on newsstreamingnetwork.com. My name's Graham Williamson, International Intuitive, Evidential Medium, and Psychic, and my show is Dare to Dream. But before I start, I want to say a heartfelt understanding for all those people that passed away today, all those years ago, 9/11. And in a way, I've just been talking to Cece, the producer here. I didn't realize what day of the week it was. I thought 9/11 was tomorrow. And Cece had asked me, what's the title of my show today? And it just came to me. It's not the end of living. And now I understand why. Because today being 9/11, all those thousands of people that passed away, I felt it in my heart and soul. I saw it, as many of you probably did as well. But being a medium, I know they have not stopped living. Because I was taught a very long time ago from the Bible that God created us in his or her image. And immediately I understood the meant spiritual. The spirit from this divine being, God, is everlasting. It's pure. We're all born with this purity. It's the spark of what makes us alive physically. Whether we've got disabilities or whatever, we've still got that spark of the divine light within us. And it's pure white, for want of a better expression. It's clean, it's pure, it's good. And over our lifetimes, as we grow, mature, and get older, we cover that light with circumstance and experience. I call it the onion layers, and it keeps on piling on top of this light. And some people, it holds them down. But for me, my own experience with all that I've been through, it hasn't. I still acknowledge those onion layers. I open them up. I can still see the light within me. It shines pure. But I recognize all the bits peripherally, my experiences, emotional and past. And all those people that passed away today, all them years ago, 2001, they are still alive spiritually. They still exist in a realm that's not of the material world that we live on. Every time I think of something sad because somebody has passed away, I remember images in my head. And I know now it's because they are kicking those memories into action. They are motivating that memory to come to the forefront of my conscious self, to be aware of them that have passed. 9/11, we look and we see the two towers before it all crashed down. But I also see before, during, and after. Because those people had no knowledge of what was going to happen until it happened. And in a very short time, 99% of them had passed. But some of them did not even know that they had passed over into a different life. They still exist in that realm of their memory, encapsulated in the field of energy that is them. I don't know how to explain it better, but I was taught it's called, for mediums that go to rescue these people to help them realize they are passed over, it's called rescue mediumship. And it's more in depth. It's to show these lights that are dim because of all those onion layers holding their light down, and they're not expanding. They're not learning because they still think, why isn't anybody talking to me? Why do people see? They don't understand that they're no longer living on this earth. But because of spirit within each and every one of us, I know that we still progress, we still learn, we still evolve. How many of you have lost somebody that you really, really, really love? And for ages, all you keep on doing is thinking about them. And all you're thinking about is, oh, they're dead. Oh, they're no longer with me. Oh, I miss them. I can't hold them. I can't do it. All in your head. Some people actually say it out loud. And they find, hey, I remember in conversation, I remember certain things that we did with each other. Because as soon as you open your mouth to talk about them, it creates energy. And spirit can use that energy. Your loved ones around you in spirit use that energy to manifest better contact. When, as a medium, I go into to sit with recipients, I never know what I'm going to be required to do, other than I have set my parameters, I set my intentions, I set my goals and limitations and prayers before I even start reading, because I want to uplift the recipient each time. And I have met, over the years as I've been in America, nearly 24 years now, 23, sorry, I have met one person that was connected with 9/11. And I described the person that had passed. I can't remember the details. I'm not even going to try. But I do remember the feeling of relief. And this person had left a message for this lady. And it was a child who's now grown up. It was a father that died in 9/11. And the message I gave her resonated within her. And she felt the warmth of her father being around her. You see, the energy that is within us, that spark from God, the Creator, whatever you want to call him or her, it is an energy field that is within every single thing on this earth. And the animated version, the human, animal, plant, whatever, is easier to read and understand and connect with than inanimate objects. But everything has a time and place. And all those people that passed did not know consciously that their time was limited in such a horrific way. But those that passed away without even realizing they passed away were the lucky ones. My job as a medium is to show them, anybody who's died locally or anywhere in the world, I can connect with that energy if it's meant to be. Because that energy never stops evolving. It may not go in a way that you think they should be going. They go in a way that is needed for them to go, to grow. Living is the spark of life, and it never, ever stops. You can rest, you can do whatever you like on this earth. When you go into spirit, from my experience and what I've found out, is time is totally different. You can connect with other like-minded people, same as you do on this earth. And you can evolve on the other side. A lot of us are born, and some of us have gifts. Some are mathematics, some are practical, some are automatic writers, pianists, gardener, whatever, artists, you name it. Everybody has a gift in some form or another. But it can only evolve if you concentrate and use it. I concentrate on my gift as an intuitive. I listen to what I feel inside. And I just say what I feel without thinking. Excuse me swallowing a lot. Spirit are trying to get me to talk faster, but I can't. I have to be clear in what I'm saying. So I try and slow them down by swallowing. Because this is an important message for everybody. The body does die. We all are going to die sometime or another, physically, but not spiritually. You could be in suspended, not animation, but in a suspended state when you cross over, and it could take a second or millions of years before you do it. I don't know. Each person to their own destiny. Each person to their own pathway. But every one of us connects to somebody in a good or a bad way, positive or negative. You know, when you fall in love with somebody, there's nothing you can do wrong. It may not work straight away smoothly, but you work it out and it evolves. Love grows. Love is never dormant, or shouldn't be. But it's like your instinct. It should never be dormant. Your life should never be dormant. The point of the show is it's not the end of living when you think you can't do any more. I'm going to die, that's it. I'm not going to evolve. Wrong. I know what the Bible says about Christ coming back and everything, and you wait for the second coming. That's wonderful. It gives people hope. I go on a slightly different tangent, and I'm not being religious. I'm not downgrading any belief system. This is my system for me that I'm sharing with you. I know that each and every one of us can connect to a higher lifestyle, higher spirit, evolve within oneself, and connecting with that light that is within us, that spark of who we are. I call it the self-enlightenment. You learn about your purpose on this earth. You learn about what you can and can't do. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means it's not the right moment if it doesn't work out. But think about this. Every day you get up in the morning, you've got a chance to do better than you did yesterday, or worse, or indifferent. Nothing. I've experienced so much in my life. Every morning I wake up, I'm saying, thank you, I've got another chance to do better. And every night I say, thank you, I survived another day. Now I need to rest, recuperate, think about what I've experienced, and do better tomorrow. It's not a difficult task for me, because I don't think about what do I have to do tomorrow. There's the obvious things around me that need doing, cooking, the cleaning, the bathing, general chores around the house and whatever's needed around, but that's without thinking about it. That is what most people do. They exist. But I exist with a purpose. I've just had a friend that's come over and fixed something that has stopped working, that I need to clean the yard with the pressure washer. But in a way, I'm just seeing the connection of why I'm saying this. I connected the power line of the pressure washer to an extension cord. And after 2 hours, I went, stopped, and tried to unplug it. Unfortunately, the plug of the pressure washer had fused into the extension cord. I got the wrong extension cord. There was too much power going through it. And it makes me laugh because I realized when you don't have the right connection or conductivity, things are going to get a little bit heated. And I love the play on words. Now my friends has come, fixed the plug, tested it, everything works fine. I can finish the job. But I said to my wife, I want to finish the job that I've set by Saturday morning, because I've got a young daughter coming over from England and a husband to visit on Sunday. And I want everything done. You see, I know by Sunday it'll all be done, but I don't have to think about it. I see a job, I'll just get on with it. I do this, I do that, whatever. But you see, living is to the best of my ability. I don't have to think what I've got to do. I do what I know I need to do. When spirit finds out that they are no longer of this earth, they suddenly find themselves free. Free of the material world. But then they find out they're limited. Because when you're a human being on this earth, and spirit's within your body, and it's alive, you don't think about what you need to do. I know a lot of people are driven to do certain ABC things in their life. But when you're spirit, you don't have to do anything. You haven't got to do anything. You know what you need to do is evolve. You know you need to let go of the material world. Let go of the I wants to what can I do to help? What can I do to help those I left behind? Spirit comes through to me in different ways. I've got a fireplace just on my left, and one of the tiles has got a face in it. It's a vague image, and you stand in one position, you see the picture of a very wealthy young lady with a hat, a stole with a fur around it and fur around her shoulders. But standing in another picture angle, you see Santa Claus. And my friend who just visited, in mid-conversations, it's something you've got to see because you understand why we love living in this house. Spirits around all the time. They show themselves all the time. I said, what do you see when you look at this tile? And he looked and he looked. You see something? What is? That's a face. I said, yeah. What does it look like? And he describes it. I said, right, stand over here and look at it. Oh, that's Santa. Yeah. You see, spirit come through to you in many different ways, many different facets and angles and circumstances. They try to connect with you by remembering them when they were alive. And with this tile, I'm able to show people, I've got Santa Claus living here. I've got a very rich, well-to-do young lady living in my tiles. The spirit faces are so beautiful. But remember what I said at the beginning. You've got that white light within yourself, and it shines. And when you take away the onion layers and put them aside and recognize each point, you learn why you're here. And if you're lucky, you know that you're going to do the best you can before you go into spirit. And you say, when you're in spirit, you look back and say, I did my best and I achieved some of it, if not all of what I was meant to. Because you're limited on this earth, physically, materially. It's up to you to find out your purpose for you. And it could be making somebody smile. I told a story about a gentleman who was quadriplegic, and he was on the breathing tube in his throat and all the rest of it. And I made him do the shopping. Sent his wife away for a couple of hours, and when he came back, he'd done the shopping. All he could move was his finger and thumb and his eyes. His eyes were very active, animated. And he could point with his finger. So I got somebody to go around shopping with him a couple of hours. And he would point it, and he'd go this side, no, over, yeah, and they'd do the shopping. His physical body was limited, not his mind, not his spirit. He learned that he could do things for his family, even though he was a quadriplegic. And the letter I got, well, the card I got from him, from his wife after he passed away was, thank you for treating me as a whole person, a man, able to look after my family. You gave me my pride and dignity back to me. And I know he's one of my guides now. His name's Lee, L-E-E. Because when he passed, he didn't have the physical disabilities anymore. His spirit is free. He's able to see his family without any barrier at all. And I've spoken to his wife a couple of times over the years and said, you know, Lee's still popping around, you know. Yeah, he's playing funny business with my kids, making them laugh. And, Dad, will you stop it? I'm trying to do this. He's a practical joker. But he couldn't do that for a long time because of his disabilities. But the spirit within him proved he was still living when he passed over. It really isn't the end of living when you pass. My show, Dare to Dream, is the last gift my mum gave me alongside the tapestry of a dream catcher. And it's Dare to Dream. The last gift my mum gave me before I came over to America. The last gift she ever gave me physically. And the picture of the eagle is from my daughter, one of my daughters in England. And the spirit of those two people, my mum still comes around and visits. She guides me. She tells me off occasionally, as mothers do. But the picture of the eagle, of my daughter, she's a budding artist. She's always wanted to draw. Excuse me. And she drew it and she says, what do you think of this picture, Dad? I said, do you want a dad answer or an honest answer? I said, I'll have them both. But give me the worst one first. So I told her. That picture she's proud of because she found out she can draw better. She thought her life was, can't do this, but I'm going to do a little bit, see how it works. Oh, it didn't work, so stop. Because of what I told her, she didn't stop. It's happened to all my children. I give them an honest answer, and I give them a loving father's answer. But this is why Dare to Dream is more than just a phrase. It's a way of life. I know that when I dare to dream, I can do better. I know that when my body stops working, it's not going to be the end of living. This is why I love the frame, newstreamingnetwork.com. Think about it. It's like the spirit of Going Solo Network is evolved now into new streaming. Going solo implies humanity, physical. Going solo, everybody's solo at one stage, and then they pair up or whatever. But then when you pass, you're without physical form. You're streaming like the Wi-Fi. There's no physical barrier to Wi-Fi unless it's like magnetics or metal or something to stop the barrier, but nobody can get around. New streaming network is, for me, like the spiritual realm of my life. That's why I love hosting my show of Dare to Dream and being an international intuitive evidential medium and psychic. Because I've seen so much in my life about death and about people thinking that's it when you die. But if you've got any questions that you need to ask me or want to ask me, you can email me on either amedium77@gmail.com or thebrit with two T's, THEBRITT77@hotmail.com, and leave me a text and I'll answer your emails as soon as I can. But also you can phone me. Now I live in Florida, USA. My number is 352-409-1060. And please leave a voice message, because if you don't, I can't answer your phone, because if you're not going to talk to me in a message, sorry, I don't answer the phone. I'll call you back as soon as I can. But as a medium, I never know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know if I'm going to be alive physically tomorrow. I'm not saying I'm going to. I just don't know. I don't want to know. So every day for me is doing the best I can. I'm going to live my life in a way that I can, when I go upstairs, figuratively speaking, I can look back and say, I did my best. I failed on a lot of things, but I never quit trying. I never quit doing. I never quit. My family and friends know me. I'm stubborn. I'm blunt, honest, and I love practical jokes. I am a comedic medium, as my wife calls it. How I could ever forget my wife calls me the comedic medium, I don't know. It makes me laugh. But I found laughter in my life is very important. We've all been through a lot of sadness, stress, pain, heartache, emotion, especially today. But remember this, my friends. Their spirits are still living. Their physical bodies are no longer living. You have them in your heart memories. Every time you think of them, especially today, remember all those other people that passed away before them and since they passed. There's millions of people that have passed and will be millions more, because evolution, the way it is, that's the way life is. We live, we die. But the comfort I can offer you is the physical pains, heartaches, disabilities, sadness, stop. If you choose them to stop when you pass over, you can say, I didn't like that, and I'm angry, I'm frustrated, I don't want to go, I'm going to stay home. And you can be negative. And you do get negative spirits coming back. But if you follow your heart in a positive way, those spirits that love you will come back and say, thank you. I love you still. And I'll see you again. I want to see all those people I've helped and loved and shared life with. My best friend who took my warship in the Falklands never came back. I'm alive because of him. I'm alive because of all those people that passed before me. By whatever quirk of fate, destiny, whatever you want to call it, allowed me to live, to pass on the truth about everlasting life. Because your spirit never dies. It can rest, it can go dormant, but it will not cease living. I've seen spirits that are centuries old. I've seen buildings, and I've walked around buildings in England that are 300-400 years old. And I'm describing people that lived in them. How's that possible? If when you die, that's it. It's not. You don't stop living when you die, physically. Spiritually, you're free. Just imagine, you don't have to pay taxes. You don't have to go to work. You don't have disabilities. You can do whatever your heart desires, apart from being material. Some spirits can actually move material objects. Some spirits can actually pass the scent of flowers to you, or the sound of music, or move a windmill. Those little toy ones that spin around. Spirit find a way to communicate. But when you remember somebody that's passed, open your mouth. Speak to them, because they are alive. You have to understand that they are listening to you. They are with you physically in the spirit world and the physical world. But the only way you can connect with them is by speaking with them or showing signs that you know that they're there. How do you do that? You point to their favourite things that you've got. Like I've got all these things behind me from family over in Scotland. I've got pictures. I've got all sorts. And every time I look at them, I know it's because they want me to see those gifts that they gave me. Now, it's not necessarily those that spirits that have passed. It's spirits of this earth as well, because we carry the spirit within us. Your spirit energy is transcendent. And people with empathy and compassion and all that can feel those energies around. And you know when somebody's angry without them even saying a word, you just feel it. That's the psychic side. And the more you listen to that instinct of, well, something's not right or something's brilliant, the more you listen and react to it in a positive way, the more your ability grows. So spirit literally want you to talk to them because they're here with you. They've triggered the memory. They're saying, can you remember me? And you start talking to them. Say, yeah, I was doing such. Did you see that? I know that sounds far-fetched, but I've had people that come to me, and one lady I had recently, and I says, how many times are you going to change your shoes before you get the right pair of shoes to come in, or change clothing? How do you know about that? I said, because Spirit was watching you and said, hey, tell her, that pair of shoes are the ones I hated, but these ones are the ones I like. How do you know about that? Because they're telling me. They're with the person, then they come over and they sit in front of me and they're telling me, just tell about the shoes. You see, that is evidential mediumship, which is what I am, an evidential medium. And we all have gifts. And you're here to learn about emotions, experiences that materially you can't take over when you pass into spirit. So all you've got is memory. But memory and spirit is like living on this earth. Think about that. Like I'm pressure washing my yard and I'm experiencing cleaning and get it right for my family so it looks good and it helps me not slip on the concrete because it's got mildew or whatever on the concrete itself. So I've got to clean it to make it safe. Then I can look at it when I'm spirit form and come down and say, need to clean again. I have to get somebody to clean it. I know I'm making fun in a way, but because I will be one day on the other side, I'm not afraid of that because I know I'm not going to end living. My body, yes. Well, hey, it's done well up to now, 70 years without a refit. I'm still alive and kicking, and I never thought I'd live past 31 because of my life before. I had a revelation, I had can't get a word, epiphany. And since then, I can look back and say, I survived another 30 plus years, 40 years nearly, more than what I thought. I've experienced so much in my life and being able to do this show. We've been doing it for a couple of years now, nearly 3 years, I think. 2 years, I think, 2 or 3, one of those. But if I said I'm going to be doing my own show on the internet all those years ago, I'd have laughed. Come on. In 1996, I got my first computer and I started typing. And I've seen all the words coming up on the screen and you have to press enter and then it did whatever you asked of it. And then Pal Talk came in. And because of Pal Talk, it evolved to now I live in America with my wife for 23 years. And we're going strong. You see, I learned to live by listening to my guts. And I ask you watching this show today to listen to what I'm saying about you do not stop living when your body dies. You evolve. And because you're in spirit, you cannot be material. You're spiritual. So uplift your energy. Talk to those spirits around that are tapping your memory and your loved ones in a positive way. Uplift them. Uplift yourself. It's not being selfish. You're here to integrate with other people. We're living on this earth to learn something about why we're here and to do the best we can for yourself and others. It's not being selfish. We all interconnect. That energy field that exudes beyond the physical. As I say, you can walk into a room and you know the party's going to be good or not good. The person's nice or not nice. The person you want to be with or not be with. Because you're born with two gifts, definitely. The psychic and the spiritual. Everybody's a psychic, but not everybody's spiritual. You have to lift your energy, being positive and looking after yourself the best you can to be a medium. I believe if you have that intention in your heart, not your head, your heart, you can evolve. I've met so many people who said the mediums. They're not. The psychics, which is a fantastic, honourable profession. But to say you're a medium means you bring spirit through. I'm an evidential medium. I've been all my life, but it took a long time to learn the ability. And I've learned it in time that I can help other people, which is why I've got Dare to Dream. I talk about spiritual stuff, mediumship, psychics. I never know what I'm going to do, but that's the beauty of living. In my life is, I don't know how long I've got, but I want to help you find your purpose in life. So stop thinking that, oh, I'm going to die and all this. We're all going to go. And you don't know how you're going to go, hopefully. But I want to go with a smile. I found a love after the third time trying. I found a life I never knew I could live. I've lived longer than I expected. I've met countless people that have meant something to me to make me what I am today. And when I go to spirit realm, I'm going to say thank you. I'm saying thank you now. But when I go up there, I'll be able to radiate that energy even more than I radiate it now. I nearly got a job with an acting company recently. And they loved my energy. They loved my comedy. They said, oh, you'll be great, you'll be great. And then they went material. I said, goodbye. They said, but you waste. I said, no, I'm not wasting anything. I know my limitation. I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. What I would like to do is something different, and that's evolve. So this show today was predestined yesterday when I was asked, what's the title of my show? And I just came out, it's not the end of living. I didn't know what it meant at the time. I didn't even know what day of the week it was today. But I know you have my sincere condolence. Anybody who's experienced death, especially today. But know this, if you open your mouth and talk to those loved ones that have passed with your heart, and it has to be from your heart. It cannot be thinking about it. I think of my mum, I look at the picture and say, thanks, Mum. You gave me life. Thanks, Father. You helped create me. Thank you, Dad, for showing me what it meant to be true in a marriage, to be happy in living. My brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, nephews, nieces, everybody, my grandchildren, they help me have a better life because I know one day when I pass, I'll be able to visit them even more in spirit than I can physically at the moment. I'm looking forward to when I go on the other side. But I'm not wishing myself to die. I intend to live my life to the fullest I can now until whatever day it is that I have to go upstairs. So again, I'm going to say thank you for coming on the newsstreamingnetwork.com. If you need any questions answered, please contact me on newsstreamingnetwork.com. Look for my image up in the corner. Oh, there it is. There. Or email me on medium77@gmail.com or thebrit with 2 T's 77@hotmail.com. Please leave me a text. And if you want to phone me, you can phone me on Florida, USA, 352-409-1060. Leave a voice message. I will get back to you as soon as I can. But also, you can join me on Facebook. Look for my name, Graham Williamson. You see my face. I have Medium77. And just look for me. Medium Graham Williamson 77. And you can see who I am. I have no frills. I'm better than anybody. I'm the same as everybody else. I love my life the best I can. And I've not had a break today on this show because for some reason I've been talking non-stop. Even though CC put up ready for a break, I apologize, CC. But we normally have a brilliant advert, and it is on next week. No, 2 weeks from today, which is what is the 11th today, so it'll be the 25th. Look at that. CC, you're brilliant. And I hope you'll come and join us again, because it's not just me here. There's me, CC, Spirit, and yourself. And I hope what I've said today helps you. Now, the New Streaming Network is on many apps. We got TV app on Roku and all different YouTube. We got all sorts. Just type it in, newstreamingnetwork.com. Go to the website, and there's many ways of connecting to see all the shows that are involved with New Streaming Network. I'm just one of them. I think there's a couple of people that do mediumship and some people do psychic stuff, but a lot of shows about going solo and all the rest of it. Couples, relationships, habits, veterans. There's all sorts of shows. You can pick which one you like and follow it. But I really want to thank you for listening this far. I'm the host of Dare to Dream. My name's Graham Williamson. I'm an international intuitive, evidential medium and psychic. And I really hope to see you the week after next. And I want to say good night. And again, my condolences for all those people who have passed. God bless.